Hello everyone, I'm Celsius. Nice to meet you here again. Yes, today we're back to this super garage with many treasure right here. Yes, we have been here to introduce the Jaguar XF and the Jaguar X-Type recently. Today we would like to introduce another Jaguar right in this Jaguar garage. Yeah, did you ever remember when we talk about the Jaguar X-Type, XF right here? What kind of Jaguar else we met here before? Yes, the flagship XJ. Today we'd like to talk you with an XJ, which I think is the last pure Jaguar ever built from the Jaguar. Because actually I don't think since the very first generation of Jaguar XF and later Jaguar XE and later the Jaguar X351 XJ is a pure Jaguar, because I think the Jaguar should be very traditional styling with the 4-circle front lamp with very exquisite interior. That's the pure Jaguar. That's the Jaguar I ever known. Well, today we would like to talk to you. Certainly wouldn't be the XF, XE or the final generation XJ. We'd like to talk to you about the final pure XJ. Do you know which generation, which platform number? Yes, the X350. Okay, talk about the X350. In short, I'll have to say it is the traditional Jaguar style combined with the latest styling and the technique. I love this car because it has the traditional Jaguar style. For example, the front grille, the front headlamp, and the tail lamp with the traditional interior design. I like the style inside, but it still got many latest technology. Certainly not now. This car was presented in 23 years ago. The X350 was presented in 2002 with a concept car, and later we got production car later. Now the video taken in 2025. It is a 23-year-old car, but it got many latest technology in 23 years ago. For example, this car is much bigger than its predecessor. This car, X308. Please compare with those two cars. You can see this car is much bigger. It got bigger in length, in height, and in width. But very surprisingly, this car got lighter at the weight. Why? Now we see this one is XJ8 Sovereign. And this car is the XJ8L with full equipment. But this car just weighs around 1.6 tons. And this car weighs around 1.8 tons. Why? This car is bigger, it's wider, it's longer, taller. Why it's got lighter? Yes, because it got the very great technology called all aluminum body with all aluminum frame. That's very exquisite. Well, the Jaguar, this car is not the very first Jaguar built in all aluminum body. Actually, we trace back to the very early date. The Jaguar produced the C-Type, D-Type for the sports car, and later got E-Type. C-Type, D-Type, and E-Type uses certainly a part of aluminum body. And later, when they goes to after the E-Type, Jaguar give it up. Why? Because it is costly. When we talk about the XF, at the very first generation XF, Jaguar was planned to get all aluminum body. But the Ford didn't agree with that because that will make this car costly. Ford think you should produce something could earn money, but not for your technology show off only. But why the Jaguar XJ got all aluminum body? Because it had to be revolutionary technology, right, for this car. If they just got a minor change from the X308, this car will be very weighty. This car will be very heavy. It couldn't compare with the BMW 7 Series or the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, especially the S-Class. Do you ever remember when the S-Class got presented in 1998? They got a W220, and compare with the W140. W220 is sporty and much smaller, got very good at oil consumption. If the Jaguar couldn't get the same weight to compare with the W220 S-Class, this car would be game over. Because to talk about the handling, the BMW 7 Series is great. Talk about the sporty, talk about the styling, S-Class is very sporty. Yep, what do you got, a Jaguar? You got tradition, English style, and then nothing else, right? They got very great technology to compare with 7 Series, with Lexus, with S-Class. So they got all aluminum body. But Jaguar also face a lot of dilemma. For example, the technique for aluminum body design or building is got many problems before 20 years ago. For example, okay, they want to sell this car in USA. Certainly, the USA is a very big market, so they have to get the bumper with the crash test under 10 miles couldn't be any problem. So this one couldn't be aluminum, right? They got to be the plastic. Okay, but the engine bonnet and the fender, front fender are all aluminum body. Okay, how to merge them together? For example, the gap right here, it is a very big problem. And the Jaguar found if you keep opening the trunk hood, the engine hood, closing, opening, closing, maybe got some problem with this gap. So they got many fix right here. And also about the paint. The paint on the aluminum and the paint on the plastic, they got different reflections. But when we see this car, you couldn't find it. Oh, they got a different material between the bumper and the body. Yep, so they got a lot of choice, a lot of trying. Certainly, this car got engine bonnet, front fender, rear fender, doors, roof, trunk with all aluminum. But the trunk is just half. Why? First one is for the cost down. Secondary, the technique limited. You can see here we got some scratch right here. We got some bump pop up right here. Yes, this one right here, it is plastic. It is aluminum. It is plastic. You can see it is two pieces come with this trunk lid. Why? Because if they want one piece with the aluminum, it is too costly. So the Jaguar find, I just take here aluminum right here for the plastic. But the plastic is very easy to broken, just like the 1980s, 1990s Cadillac Fleetwood or Fleetwood broken. It is very easy to broken right here. The Jaguar got the same problem. So next time when you see the Jaguar X350, X356, X358, check it right here. It is very easy to get such scratch right here. That's the problem. But well, the Jaguar overcome many problems to take this car. So compare with the X308, this car got very exhausted at the weight. It just weighed 1.6 tons. If you purchase the BMW 7 Series, maybe 7355 or 745, they got maybe 1.8 tons. But this car is very light. And when you drive this car, you will surprisingly found, whoa, just driving just like a light, the weight's just the same as the Japanese car, like Lexus, like an Infiniti. And this car got a very big at alloy wheel. So they got a very sharp at cornering. But there's some problem with such style, such equip. That would be the comfortable. Compared with the old Jaguar, when you see that old Jaguar back seat, you will feel very exquisite interior for the very exquisite, very smoothie when you driving, cruising at the highway. Because you got a small wheel with a very, very big size for the tire. For example, let's take a look at that. This is XJ40 and this is X308. They got the same tire spec. Let's check the tire spec. Right here you can see, where's the number? Where's the number? Number is right here. 225/60R60. Okay? It is 60. And when we see this XJ8L, you can see very surprisingly right here. 255/40ZR19. 40, and this one is Pirelli Peg Zero. It is the performance tire. So when you drive this car, you will find, whoa, the Jaguar got such handling, that's very great. But it is not comfortable for the people who sit at the back. That's very, I think that's a problem, actually, I have to say. And even if you purchase the Daimler version, they still offer you a very big wheel. Especially when you purchase the Super 8, the supercharged Daimler, you got a 20-inch, and it got a very smaller with your flat ratio. That's very, very big problem. Okay, the engine for the X350 just the same as the S-Type or the old X308. When they present this car at 2002, there are just two engines, 3.5 V8 and 4.2 V8. The 3.5 V8 comes from this 3.2 to enlarge the capacity. And 4.2 V8 just the same as the minor change S-Type, the same. The engine is the same as the Ford Lincoln LS or the last generation Ford Thunderbird. And later, they got a 3.0 V6 engine. That is the same with the X-Type 3000cc, which is the same as the Ford Mondeo ST220. And later, they also got the 2.7 TD V6, which is the same from the Peugeot, which is the same from the Land Rover. In short, there's no new developed engine for X350. That's a pity. But well, they got latest transmission box for the ZF 6-speed automatic transmission box, but there's no manual transmission box. The XJ40 and the X300, they got a manual transmission, but there's no manual transmission box after the X308. Actually, I have no idea why such an XJ40 got manual transmission box. I couldn't understand. When you drive the Jaguar, you should get a very elegant, very gently. How to drive a manual car very gently? I couldn't imagine that. Maybe I'm not a gentleman, right? Okay, and you can see this car got bigger and wider. There are some advantage. For example, the interior space. If you ever sit inside to the XJ40 or the X300, X308, you will find it is not very wide, very spacious right inside. It is comfortable, but not very wide, not very spacious. But when you sit inside, you will think, that's what I want. But compare with the competitor, especially for the 7 Series, the interior for the Jaguar X350 is not sufficient. The Jaguar said when they presented the long wheelbase at the 2004 New York Motor Show, they said we got longer wheelbase, much more than the Audi A8L or the Mercedes-Benz S-Class long wheelbase. But when you sit inside, you will confuse, is this really LWB, right? Okay, let's take a look about this car. The front seat is not at the back end. No, it's just my driving position. But when you open the back door, you will see, it is long wheelbase, excuse me? Certainly, it is bigger than the short wheelbase BMW 7 Series or Mercedes-Benz S-Class or A8 short wheelbase, but not the same as the long wheelbase about those rivals. Okay, I think that's very interesting. But there's a good advantage. There's an advantage for such roomy, such space for this room. You can use the table at the back seat without any problem. Well, if you make option for the long wheelbase 7 Series for the back seat table, it's very hard to use it because it is too spacious. All right. And another advantage for such bigger body is for the trunk. If you ever drive the traditional Jaguar X-Ray, you will find there's a big problem for the trunk because that's very, very small. If you want to go to the golf course, maybe just 2 sets of golf course material. But when you drive this car, you got 4 sets for the golf sports without any problem. Okay, did you ever know how to open this trunk? How to open it? There's no any switch. No, not here, not here. No, of course not this way. Okay, this car is not so technical. Push right here. Okay, when you open this one, you can see this trunk room is very spacious. It got 470 liters. Certainly, if you compare with the BMW 7 Series, they got over 550. That's very, very spacious. But this one is still sufficient. And here we can see there is the DVD player right here. This for DVD, and this for 6 CD. This for navigation system. Okay, we will introduce that later when we get in the interior. And the Jaguar also got full-size spare tire right here. The seat, whoa, very big. And the center of the tire is the air compressor. What for? For the air suspension. This car, no matter the XJ6 or the XJ8, all of the X350 got air suspension. And there's a good news that the air suspension is not very hard to maintain. Compared with the Volkswagen Phaeton, this one is much, much cheaper. And you can just purchase one. When you broken, for example, the rear of the left side, and you can just purchase this one. If you want to purchase one for the Volkswagen Phaeton, no way. If you back to the Volkswagen dealer, they will say you have to purchase 4 air suspension together. If you go to the auxiliary parts shop for the Volkswagen, you have to purchase the front side or rear side, but not one side, both sides. Sorry, I'm sorry. But if you want to maintain this air suspension, you could just purchase one. Which one's broken, you can purchase a new one without any problem, and it's much cheaper. So when we drive this car on the road, I find, okay, this car got a very good responding when cornering, when the highway speed with this air suspension. I like this air suspension. Well, okay, but this car, I like this car mostly, but not only the air suspension, not only the exterior style, also the interior. I have to say, if you want to purchase a Jaguar, please do not buy black interior. No. I don't think the black interior is a real Jaguar. I like the beige interior. Yes, I like this ivory interior. That's the Jaguar. That's the Jaguar, I know it. And then you can see the doorknob is just the same as, the styling is the same as the X308. They got a very big woody panel right here, woody trim right here, and we got a real leader right here. Oh, that's very good when you touch it. And talk about the seat. This car is the full equipped XJ8L. So they got a very extra design, for example, right here. And this leader is very great Connelly leader seat. Certainly, if you purchase the Daimler version, you get a better quality for the leather, but I think this one is very good compared with my Toyota. That's very good, I have to say. Okay, let's get an interior. I like this home-like warm interior. Okay, let's open. Take the LED lamp on. Okay. Okay, talk about the panel. I always like the Jaguar style because they got a very big woody trim. I like wood. I like wood trim. Oh, so much. So I don't like the latest Jaguar because they got a very small at woody trim. I like that. Compared with the BMW 7 Series or the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, you never see such big woody trim right at BMW and Mercedes-Benz, because they consider about when you get hit, you get an airbag blowout right here. Would this get broken? The Jaguar say, no, there's no problem. We got many tests and we can say there's no problem. Please don't worry about that. The same logic comes from this handler. We got a very exquisite logo right here. And Jaguar said, if you got a crash, please don't worry about this logo will blow out at your face or at any other place. Please don't worry about that. But there's a pity is that if you ever see the traditional Jaguar X308 or XJ40, you will see the woody panel is very exquisite with the same at the left and at the right, but not for X350. I think this is real wood, and the styling is random. Left side and right side are totally different. Just a pity. And the Jaguar said they got a different woody trim at the panel, at the gear knob, at the handler. But I think that doesn't matter because the quality is very good. I like this one. Oh well, I like this one. And another part I like is right here, the gear knob. I like to drive this car always with my right hand put right here, because oh, I love this one. Oh, I like this. But there's a very ugly design. Do you ever see where is the cup holder? Where is that? Do you ever see it? No, not this. This one is just for the cigarette ash. No, not here. Where's that? Right here. Okay, if you want to use the cup holder, please don't do it, because when you sit, okay, it's very easy to broken. And secondary, if you get a drink right here, how to get operate with this gear knob, I have no idea. So I have no idea why the Jaguar got cup holder right here. That's ugly design. And there's another ugly design. This car is long wheelbase with the 4-zone climate control, automatic climate control. Okay, there is the air condition ventilation right here. So there's no any room for the armrest. If you open this armrest, there's just a Motorola audio phone right here. Certainly it couldn't be used right now because it is 2G. Now it's 5G or 6G. And there's no place to take anything right here. That's a pity. Okay, the Jaguar also kept this J-gate design at this car. Certainly they got some refresh. For example, if you ever drove the old Jaguar, you will find the D to 5 get very long and very hard to operate. But this car got very short. Okay, well, they still got very long when you get a P to R. I don't think it's good design. And there's no manual mode. No, I'm sorry, there's no any pedal right here. No, that's a pity. But certainly if you want to drive this car, you shouldn't drive it so sporty. Maybe just for the XJR. But as I know, there's no shift pedal right here for the XJR as well. Okay, and this car got drive-by-wire. So they got EPB right here, and when you turning the handler or take the pedal, it is not for the real. It is for the signal to computer. So the Jaguar got many interesting design. For example, this pedal is adjustable. That's very interesting. Okay, here we see there is a switch right here that say pedals, auto, and a climb. What's that for? Okay, let's take a look about that. If we turn to the climb, okay, you can switch here. Okay, the handle will be up and down. And if you take this pedal, take a look about that. Okay, you see it? You see it? Okay, the pedal is adjustable. That's very interesting. Okay. Certainly, if maybe you will ask, oh, if they got a manual transmission, I'm sorry, since X308, there's no any manual transmission for Jaguar XJ, so there's no problem for the clutch. Okay, and you can see there is a screen right here. Sir, right here, we got a touch screen since this XJ for the Jaguar. Certainly, it is 23 years ago, so you will think it is old style, but that is the latest technology for the Jaguar for 23 years ago. And that's a very ugly design as well. If you want to take the air condition, you have to start with this screen. But if you want to, okay, for example, we turn the air condition on. If you want to change the speed of the fan, you have to push right here. If you want to get the temperature, you have to push here. So you can control half right here, half right here. And that's the same problem with the audio. If you gonna on audio, you have to take right here, and it got some switch right here. I don't know why. could not have any idea about that. And there's another interest function for logo screen right here, and you can see the Jaguar. But I like this one. Okay, I have to say. And if you got broken for this screen, congratulations. You got a big problem when you want to take the air condition or take some music or many works. Congratulations. That's ugly design. And there's another ugly design for this clock. Okay. The Jaguar got okay, let's turn off the climate. Okay, let's turn off the air condition. The Jaguar got the clock right here since X308, but you can see the quality for this clock is not very well. Even you bought the Jaguar Daimler, that is not very good at quality. I don't know why they got such a design. Maybe they have to learn from the Maserati or the Bentley. I think the clock in Maserati or Bentley would be much better. Okay, there's another interesting design for this valet. Okay, what's for the valet? If you want to park a car with the parking boys, you can push this button, but please don't push the button. If you push the button, okay, the glove box will be locked, and the trunk lid will be locked. If you want to release, not push right here. They got a many complex procedure to unlock this one, so please don't push it. I don't think I could have any idea why they got such a design. Another design is right here. No, I'm sorry, not here. This one, the audio system. The audio is not 1D, and if you get broken for this one, the rear entertainment system will get some problem. I have no idea why they got such a design. Okay, the key got the same design with the Ford, but actually this is not a copy from the Ford, because since the XJ40 they got such design for the key, and this one is very hard to copy that. And there's a revolution for the instrument panel. For the older Jaguar XJ owner, for example the X308 or X300 or X340, people like to get a corned circle right here. But since X350, they got a standard equipment for this corned. I think this X was it, and that it will be Jaguar logo, and that is another strange design. For example, if we turn the light on, you see the first one is 20, and later 50, and later 80, 110, 140. I have no idea why they got a gap for the 30. I have no idea. When I drive right here, I have to think, is that 120 or 130? I don't think it's good design. And later we can see another strange is for the oil gauge or the water temperature. When they got health, not even. I don't think. I have no idea why they got such a design. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. Okay. We turn the key on, and this V8 engine got very exquisite at sound and powerful. And the response as well. Let's hear about that. Okay, let's start the engine. And it is manual. It is automatic transmission car. But if you want to start the engine, you don't have to hit the brake. No, you don't have to. You keep your right foot rest. no problem. Okay, that's on, and you can sing. You can hear the sound for this V8 is very exquisite, and when you hit the accelerate pedal, the response is very rapidly. Whoa! It sounds like a sport car. I think such engines should equip with the XK, but not the XJ. But when I'm driving at high speed, oh, that's very powerful. I like this car. The dimension, the engine power said at catalogs for 290 brake horsepower, but I think it's over 300. And the ZF 6-speed manual transmission got very great at responding. I like this car. I like this responding. The engine is very great with such big alloy wheel. When you drive this car, you will feel very interesting, but not very interesting for the back seats because they will feel uncomfortable as well. Okay, there's another interesting design for this. The roof. It's also woody panel, woody trim. I like this one. And when you take this eyeglass box, ooh, I like this one. But there's an ugly design for this board. It's just the same as cheap cars, just like Ford Mondeo, Toyota Camry. I don't know why the Jaguar got such a design. That's not great. But this one is very great. I like this. This design very well. Oh, I love this one. Very great. And let's take the climate control on, and let's go back to seat. This car got full equipment at the back. Okay, let's take on the climate. Let's take on the air condition. Okay, let's get back at the back seat. Let's go to the back seat. Okay. Okay, talk about the door. The sound for the door is not the same as the traditional Jaguar, but I think it is very good because you can sing the quality. That's great. Sounds great. Okay, let's get into the back seat. And first, you can see there's a memory seat. Yes, it's power seat. Let's take a look about that. Yes. Okay, you can see. Ooh, they got a great. Ooh, they got a gross. They got a back right here. Oh, I like this one. And what we talk about, such space is not very spacious. So if you want to take with this table, it's very easy. Okay, let's take a look about that. The Jaguar table is a very good design for the Jaguar Daimler or the Jaguar Vantage Plus. But since X350, if you purchase the long wheelbase, it will be standard equipment. Okay, let's take a look at that. I don't know if it is the real wood, but there's an ugly design. It's for the table. It is for the plastic, not for the wood with leader as the same as the X308, X300 or XJ40. I think it's pity, and it is very easy to broken. Well, there's a climate control at back seat. When you take on the climate control at front, and you can take the back seat air condition right here, and they got 4 zone. Very interesting. And there is a power supply right here and right here as well. Okay, talk about the back entertainment. Okay, let's take a look at that. That would be okay. Let's switch off. Let's talk about the entertainment control right here. Oh, it's very it is very complex right here. And we got 2 screens right here. And I'm sorry, they are all broken because they're too old. When we turn it on, okay, turn it on. Okay. And we turn the switch right here. And you can see it is that. And we turn it on. It is that as well. Yep. Such screen is smaller than iPhone now, iPhone 6, but it is very great when 20 years ago. But sadly, you couldn't use it as well. That's a pity. Okay, and there is a small cup holder right here. right here, and got a very small place to place something right here. I think it's very, very pretty, but well, it is very comfortable when you sit at the back seat. I like this back seat. Okay, let's switch it off. I like this back seat because very exclusive, and I like the smell right here inside with the Connelly leather seats. I like this very much. That's the Jaguar. I know it. I like it. No matter the big woody trim, the beach interior with the leather Connelly seat, with this smell. Oh, I think this is very great. The pity for the back seat will be the big wheel, because this car is not comfortable, I have said. But except that, this car is still got very great for the traditional Jaguar, especially for the spacious. The headroom, right, this car is very spacious. There's no problem. And the Jaguar still got the very good legroom with this leg pedal at the back seat. I like this very much. Yes, so when I sit at the back seat of the Jaguar, I wouldn't like to leave right here because it is very great. I like this car. I like such traditional Jaguar, but not for the X351. I ever sit at the back seat of the X351. That's not the Jaguar I ever known. Maybe it's comfortable, maybe they got a very, very good equipment, but that's not familiar Jaguar for me. I think this is the last Jaguar I know for the XJ. Okay, let's get outside because we are now still got the climate control on. I have to switch it off. Okay, because this is my bad friend's car. I don't like to waste the battery for this car. Okay, let's turn it off. Okay. The X350 got more expensive at the price. So the Taiwan got the XJ6 imported since 2005 to reduce the entry level for the X350, and they got a good for the sales figure. Actually, when we get on the road, you can see there's a 50-50 for the XJ short wheelbase and long wheelbase seen on the road here in Taiwan. I think the long wheelbase is just for some markets such like the North America or maybe England. But most of the people would like to purchase the short wheelbase because such car got very sporty at handling, much better than the former XJ. But there's a pity for that since X358, it is very rare right here in Taiwan because we got a financial tsunami at 2008, and the Jaguar or the Cadillac got a very big problem when they sell the car. So it is very hard to find the X358 right here in Taiwan. But the very interesting is that there still got some X358 Daimler version right here in Taiwan, and the price is very expensive. For example, this X356 XJ8L, we sold it at got a new car. If you want to buy this new car, you have to cost over 5 million Taiwan dollars, which will equals as the 170,000 US dollar. Very expensive. But if you want to purchase the Daimler version, you have to spend more than 6.6 million Taiwan dollars. Whoa, that's very expensive. But we got the same, maybe bigger alloy wheel, the same engine, the same transmission, better leather, and better woody trim. I don't know what else. So there are very few Daimler version right here in Taiwan. Certainly there is no Daimler version at North America. They still call the Vanden Plus at very first and later become the Super V8 portfolio. There's no parallel import to Taiwan for the X350 as I know, because this car is not very popular right here in Taiwan. People would like to buy the BMW 7 Series or the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. People would like to forget the Jaguar XJ. So when the Jaguar XJ got presented the last generation X351 at 2010 in Taiwan, people don't like that car, so it is very rare. And I don't think it's the real Jaguar that I know it. So this X350 is the final Jaguar I ever know it. Later, I don't think the Jaguar is the real Jaguar. I'm sorry. I couldn't accept the XF, XE, or the final generation for the Jaguar XJ. Okay, that's my favorite. That's my taste. I don't know if you also get the same taste. Okay, do you like this car? This X350? I like this car very well. If you know any story about X350 in your country or besides you, please share with others, share with people drop the message at the comment. Okay, I have to pay many thanks to my bad friends who borrowed me this garage to take this video. I like this place. Oh, it's just like a dream garage, full of the Jaguar, full of classic cars. Hope someday I could own some garage like this in the future. Okay, I will take a good effort for it. Okay, this is our video brought to you with this Jaguar XJ. If you got any comment, please drop it a message. And hope to see you again with another interesting car, especially for those we are not introduced yet. We'll talk about such the story of this car in the future. Okay, see you again. Bye bye.